in Game 3 in the ATL.
Yeah, going back to ATL, it's amazing. This compromised team, the Atlanta Braves, beat a compromised team with a tremendous roster in my LA Dodgers. So, hey, rooting for your Braves. Continue up 2-1. Let's get to the NBA, where the Lakers had a 26-point lead last night without an injured LeBron James. Who? LeBron James. But the Thunder came back for their first win of the year. Russell Westbrook had a rare quadruple-double. Y'all know what that is? Nah, not a 4x4 in and out. But part of that were 10 turnovers. Damn! In the closing seconds with the game in hand, OKC's Darius Bazley stole the ball and went in for a dunk. Russ did not take that too well. Oh, no. He got in his face and was ejected. Damn. So, Joy, is it too early to hit the panic button on Russ in L.A.?
Yes, it's too early. We're 5 games in. It's too early.
5?
Yes. First of all, this was going to happen whether it was Russell Westbrook or any other veteran on the court. This always happens when somebody does that. When someone goes in for the dunk, there's a little back and forth. It gets a little chippy because you're not supposed to do that. I don't necessarily mind it either way. I don't mind Russ reacting the way that he did, even though they were losing. And I don't mind the dunk either. Like, you're at home, so the fans, it's a huge comeback. I see both sides of it, I suppose. But as far as panicking about Russell Westbrook, it's way too soon. It's too soon to panic about this LA team in general. And I get it. You're on a team with LeBron James. Even if he's not on the court, there are higher expectations. This is Los Angeles. This is the Lakers. You are on the clock from the moment that you get here. Now, Russell Westbrook was brought here to do a specific thing. He plays 110 miles per hour every second that he's on the court. And that's what he was brought here to do. And this is a specific moment that he is in right now with LeBron being out, because they are an older team and he is the guy that brings the energy. He's going to have to adjust the shots that he's taking. We wondered if this was going to work with Harden and KD in Brooklyn, right? Like, is Harden going to be able to bring his game and adjust his game to work in that system and be a distributor and adjust? Well, Westbrook's going to have to do the same thing. He is going to have to adjust his game, bring that same energy, but stop taking bad shots and be a commander, be a veteran on the floor, make good decisions. I don't think it's a time to panic. It's going to take a little while to get this going. And if you look at Russell when he was in Houston in 2019, 2020, and last year in D.C., he had slow starts and then got it together. It's a very long season. There's no reason to panic. His first 3 months last year, points per game, 19.9. For the first 3 months. Rest of the season, 23.7. Rebounds per game, 9.9. Rest of the season, 12.6. Assists per game went up. Field goal percentage went up. It takes a little while to get things going. There are a lot of veterans. There are a lot of different pieces that have to work together. It's just gonna take a little time. It's gotta be a little patient with this pottery.
There is no reason for panic, because this was to be expected. This is simply a dose of reality. This is not something out of the ordinary. This is who Russ Westbrook is. We could go back and forth about the issues with the last second dunk. It's everything else that is vital to consider when it comes to what this game meant as far as Westbrook and the Lakers at large. I'm less worried about the dunk than I am the fact that this was a Thunder team that was averaging 94 points a game through their first 3-4 games and had not won, and they scored 123. And the Lakers are giving up an average of 115. A big part of that is because Russ Westbrook is, as your point guard, the spearhead of your defense, and he's a subpar defender. Carmelo Anthony, subpar defender. Rajon Rondo, subpar defender. DeAndre Jordan, if he wasn't a subpar defender, despite being a big man, he'd still be in Brooklyn. So the issue is what Russ Westbrook creates for you. The saying that we've had over and over is, they got to just let Russ be Russ. Well, Russ has had more quadruple doubles than anybody in the league. It's what he does. In order for him to get those big numbers, you have to put the ball in his hands and let him play this erratic style. That's fine, but it has never worked to a championship level. And yes, he's played with other guys, and he's tried to make this adjustment. He tried to make it with James Harden, tried to make it with Bradley Beal, tried to make it with Kevin Durant before KD left town. He simply hasn't been able to do it. And at this point, I don't think it's a matter of want to. I think it's a matter of able to. This is who Russ is. He plays an erratic, up-tempo style. It produces energy. It produces points. It produces big numbers, but it doesn't produce wins at the most important time of the year. So regular season, yeah, they're going to win more than they're going to lose. Russ is going to have his numbers. But is this, if we're talking about the panic button in terms of this is a reflection that this program is not going to work when it matters most in the postseason, this is evidence of that.
Damn, it's way too early to be talking like that, Slick. Passing out these damn flowers for this funeral.
I was talking about this last summer.
I mean, well, it was too early then. It is way too early now because you actually have 5 games of evidence and you're going to use that against them. Damn. This is how you talk about a future Hall of Famer and Russell Westbrook? Glad you didn't cover football because I wasn't even a Hall of Famer. I imagine how you covered me. Good Lord, I had some moments and you won't give Russ Westbrook his flowers, so I'm going to defend him. Not because I'm a Laker fan, because I'm from L.A., homie, and you ain't going to be talking about the homie like that, homie. All right, here's the thing. You act like Russell Westbrook is leading the league in turnovers per game. That's not him. I wonder if Ja Morant is a good player to you, because Russell Westbrook is right there sandwiched between him and Kevin Porter. But I don't hear you calling Ja Morant out like that, maybe because we ain't got that topic yet. You act like that Russell Westbrook got the worst plus-minus in the league. That ain't him. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Y'all know about my boy SGA. He a beast, too. Oh, I don't hear you calling him out. We ain't had that topic yet either. But then there's Brandon Ingram, there's James Harden, and then you get to Russell Westbrook. But it's amazing you pick out Westbrook and want to pour dirt on him and not other great players that are not playing so well early in the season. What about three-point percentage? I keep hearing that about Russell Westbrook. He ain't shooting right. Last time I checked, the worst in the league right now. 5 games, Joy, 5 games. Bradley Beal. Y'all ain't calling Bradley Beal out. Matter of fact, y'all trying to trade for Bradley Beal. Every team out there is still. Oh, Damian Lillard. He's having his shooting woes early in the season. We putting dirt on him? Hell no. Y'all trying to blame all of these issues on Russ Westbrook when LeBron ain't even in the building just yet. LeBron James is missing in action in these last couple of games. And you're going to hit the panic button when the star is not in the building, when the main dude's not there? I don't know about y'all, but if I went to see Hobbs and Shaw and The Rock wasn't in it, guess what? I don't think it's going to be as good. And that's what the Lakers are without LeBron James. Not as good. But panic button, way too early back then, Slick, and way too early right now.
Yeah, it's not time to panic. We get through halfway through the season and we're still dealing with this, then we can start panicking. It's a really long season. And despite the numbers that I gave you earlier about how Russ has adjusted from the first 3 months of the season and through the rest of the season, LeBron with new pieces, his team starts slow as well. You remember the Heat in 2010, 2011? Started 9-8. Panic! Panic, mayhem from the sky. It's falling. 2014, 2015, the Cavs started 19-20. 2018, 2019, the Lakers started 2-5. Just slow down a little bit. It's going to be okay. It's a long season. There are a lot of new pieces here, veteran pieces that take maybe even longer to adjust than younger pieces because they do have their style of play. They do bring their own experiences. So, yes, it's going to take a little time to get these things going. I didn't learn anything from the preseason. You didn't have a full roster there giving 100%. This is the oldest team in the league. It's just going to take a little more time to get things going. Now, if there gets to a point in the season where Russ is still doing this, then, yes, we can start talking about panic. We're just getting slight learns right now, and they are as well, and they're the ones that need to make the adjustments.
You guys are acting as if Russ Westbrook has never played this way before. As if this isn't who Russ Westbrook is, and this idea that he's coming to the Lakers, and now he's suddenly going to change